Stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son.
Tension has exploded within the Harris family after alleged private images of King Harris, son of rapper T.I., leaked online, plunging the household into complete turmoil. Insiders claim the shocking exposure forced T.I. to make a heartbreaking move. He has completely cut King off, both privately and publicly. The photos, which fans are calling deeply personal and highly controversial, sparked instant outrage and heated debate across social media platforms.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like the weekend.
What came next was a tidal wave of backlash, not only aimed at King but also questioning T.I.'s parenting and the family's carefully crafted public image. According to those close to the situation, T.I. had already been at his wits' end with King's unpredictable behavior and explosive outbursts. This time, he finally snapped. One insider confirmed that while King had made several poor choices before, this one crossed the line. T.I. and Tiny have not made any public statements, but the cracks in the family dynamic have been evident for months. From explosive arguments caught on camera to King's controversial live streams, the warning signs had been loud and clear. Now, with this scandal shaking the core of the Harris legacy, fans are left wondering, can this family bounce back, or is this the final breaking point?
Everybody know my son King. He's a passionate young man.
He's very passionate.
Yeah, and he has some tumultuous times.
What was once seen as a strong, united legacy family now appears to be unraveling in full view of the public. The Harris family drama has taken a new turn. T.I., long hailed as the King of the South, is trending again, but this time it is not because of his music or entrepreneurial moves. The spotlight is on his son, King Harris, and the growing storm of controversy surrounding him. Social media is on fire after a wave of leaked images surfaced, with many speculating that T.I. is intentionally creating distance from King. The internet is swarming with theories, asking if this was the final breaking point or if something deeper is still hidden. Recently, King welcomed a child with Big Nana, an older partner, but instead of joy, the announcement stirred public backlash. The drama has only grown louder as fresh rumors spread. Now, disturbing claims are circulating about a leaked video allegedly showing King in a compromising situation, suggesting there may be much more to his private life than anyone expected.
So, like, let the world know about you for people that don't know who you are.
What I like to tell people is, if I'm the ugliest in this world, what that make you?
Some now believe the pregnancy may have been a strategic distraction, one that only intensified public scrutiny instead of silencing it. What started as a personal matter has evolved into a full-blown spectacle, growing more tangled with each passing day. The significant age difference between King Harris and Big Nana has long raised eyebrows, but with new allegations coming to light, the public is re-examining everything, especially T.I.'s initial reaction when the news broke that King was becoming a father. His expression during that moment did not go unnoticed. Many pointed out that he did not seem pleased at all. And now, as the controversy deepens, speculation is growing that T.I. may have known more than he let on. But this story has moved beyond leaked photos or whispers about King's personal life. The latest twist takes it even further.
Is it me? But should have King did a DNA test from the jump? As soon as that baby dropped, they should have got a DNA test. Or you can still do a DNA test while
Paternity doubts have added another explosive layer to the controversy. Social media erupted after a viral TikTok claimed that a paternity test revealed King may not be the biological father of the child. Reports indicated that T.I. was now grappling not only with King's personal decisions but also the emotional fallout from those alleged results. That is when Tiny Harris took matters into her own hands. She posted a family photo featuring the newborn and directly addressed the swirling rumors, labeling them as nothing more than clickbait. She even suggested there could be consequences for those spreading falsehoods. Stirring the pot further, King's sister, Sanique Pullins, jumped in on Twitter with a sarcastic jab, writing, "What street this word come off of? Chile." Despite the family's attempt to show a united front, the public is not entirely convinced. With drama escalating by the day, paternity rumors, leaked photos, and whispers about King's hidden lifestyle, many are questioning whether all of this can really be chalked up to coincidence.
What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that?
Some believe T.I. and Tiny's recent public support may be less about setting the record straight and more about protecting their image. Speculation is growing that the family might have been aware these allegations were coming and attempted to get ahead of the narrative before it spiraled out of control. Now, every aspect of King's life, his leaked photos, the paternity drama, and his relationship with Big Nana is under intense scrutiny. Critics are even questioning whether the storyline of King becoming a young father and dating an older woman was intentionally used to divert attention from more troubling revelations. And once the rumor mill starts turning, it rarely slows down. If the family truly had advanced knowledge of potential leaks or damaging material, the public is left wondering, what else might they be hiding?
So Tiny and T.I.'s son King was not the father of that girl child. They did all that, had that big baby shower, all that maternity shoot. He ain't even the pappy.
Were T.I. and Tiny truly trying to shield their son? Or were they simply buying time, hoping the storm would blow over only to end up fanning the flames? Old comments from Kodak Black have now resurfaced, pulling the past into the spotlight. Back in 2019, during a heated feud with T.I., Kodak hurled homophobic insults at T.I.'s sons during an Instagram live rant. At the time, most brushed it off as typical online trolling. But now, some are questioning whether there was more behind those words. Kodak once said, "You should have made one of your little effer sons write a rap." Initially dismissed as just trash talk, that line now feels eerily pointed in light of recent events. People are beginning to wonder, did Kodak have inside knowledge? Was his insult actually a veiled warning? He did not just take aim at T.I.'s music or his wife, he went straight for the sons. And with everything now surfacing about King Harris, those remarks seem far more intentional than random. The timeline only deepens suspicion. The feud between Kodak and T.I. began when Kodak made inappropriate comments about Lauren London shortly after Nipsey Hussle's death, prompting T.I. to publicly demand an apology. That is when the feud took a sharp turn. Kodak fired back with personal attacks, and some of his harshest shots were aimed squarely at the Harris children. Now, revisiting those comments from 2019 long before the current storm of leaked photos and swirling rumors, many are beginning to believe that Kodak may have been alluding to something far deeper. What once seemed like reckless trolling might actually have been a calculated jab, rooted in whispers only a few insiders were aware of. And here is where it gets even more intriguing. When T.I. finally responded, he did not directly address the slurs targeting his sons. His diss track hit back at Kodak broadly, but carefully avoided the more sensitive, pointed remarks. That silence, in hindsight, appears strategic, and it is making some wonder if T.I. was trying to keep something from snowballing. When all the pieces are laid out, Kodak's words start to feel less like insults and more like hints, which leads to one unsettling question.
And another thing, I'm a free man. Stop, goddamn, I'm not locked up. I'm straight. I was, but I'm back, I'm straight.
I know you.
Was the truth hidden in plain sight all along? Could it be that, in his usual chaotic fashion, Kodak Black was revealing secrets the Harris family hoped would stay buried? If that was the case, why were his comments never taken seriously? Perhaps the public was too caught up in the feud between Kodak and T.I. to notice a larger narrative forming in the background. What is clear now is that the timeline, from Kodak's explosive remarks in 2019 to the leaked footage in 2024, reveals a family caught in a web of secrets, internal rifts, and intensifying public scrutiny. The Harris family appears to be in full damage control mode. But with the internet, nothing stays buried. The past always comes back, louder, messier, and harder to control. Which leads to a deeper question. How did the warning signs go unnoticed for so long? On the surface, King Harris seemed to live a life many would envy, surrounded by success, fame, and a powerful family legacy. But behind the polished image, reality told a different story. In a recent conversation, King made a startling confession that shattered the public's perception. He revealed that he did not grow up in the luxurious Harris mansion fans saw on T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle. Instead, he was raised primarily by his grandmother. The house, he said, was just for show. Whenever filming began, the family would pick him up, only to return him once the cameras stopped rolling. "They'd come get me from my grandma's house for filming," King said, "and right after the camera stopped, I'd go right back." That revelation changed everything. It painted a picture of a child raised outside the spotlight of his famous parents, someone without consistent parental guidance during his most formative years. Despite being part of a high-profile household, King lacked the emotional structure needed to cope with the pressures of fame. His grandmother may have offered love, but she could not provide the tools necessary to prepare him for the chaos of growing up in the public eye. That absence may explain many of King's recent choices, decisions that often made headlines for the wrong reasons. From his disturbing viral one-chip challenge with a homeless man to the backlash over his exaggerated dental makeover, King's public actions suggest someone still trying to find his footing, both within his family and in the wider world. But the controversy did not end there. King once challenged the late rapper Julio Folio to a boxing match. While many wrote it off as a publicity stunt, others saw it as another reckless move that showed how unaware King was of the real consequences. In the music world, beef can escalate fast and tragically. Then came the viral shouting match with a Mini-Mart employee. The footage spread like wildfire, with critics calling King out for acting entitled and disrespectful. The smallest incidents seemed to explode whenever King was involved, showing just how volatile his public image had become. And who could forget the infamous NFL game incident? King got into a heated altercation with fans during a football game, claiming he was standing on business. The moment escalated until T.I. had to physically restrain him, placing his own son in a headlock in front of a live crowd. That image became a turning point. It captured not only King's spiraling behavior but also the enormous difficulty T.I. faced trying to rein him in while the world watched. The struggle between personal parenting and protecting a public image had never been more visible, but the spiral continued. King was arrested after authorities discovered marijuana in his vehicle. The arrest came just as music videos surfaced showing him brandishing firearms, images that only deepened public concern. Even rapper Boosie spoke out, urging King to get his act together before it was too late. Meanwhile, T.I. appeared torn, caught between fatherly love and the reality that his son's behavior could no longer be ignored. With each controversy, King's path seemed to grow more chaotic. His actions appeared less like rebellion and more like a cry for help, an identity crisis unfolding in real time. In one telling moment, King lashed out online after receiving criticism, saying, "If I'm the ugliest person in the world, what that make you?" His defensive tone reflected the years of pressure and judgment he had endured without a stable foundation. The revelation that he spent most of his childhood living apart from T.I. and Tiny only added fuel to the fire. Observers began to question whether this distance had fractured the father-son bond beyond repair, or whether it was just one part of a much larger, more complicated family story. What began as embarrassment has now evolved into frustration. With King's endless string of controversies, leaked photos, paternity doubts, and increasing questions about his identity, it is easy to see why T.I. may feel the need to distance himself. Whether that choice is to protect the family brand or to express personal disappointment, one thing is clear: the emotional divide between father and son is growing. The big question now is whether T.I. and Tiny failed King during his upbringing, or whether this is simply a young man lost in the pressure of legacy, searching for a voice in a world that never gave him space to grow. Do the paternity rumors explain the divide, or is King's behavior the real cause? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe King Harris was failed by his famous family, or is he responsible for digging his own hole? Share your take below. And if you found this story eye-opening, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives just like this. Do not forget to ring that bell so you never miss a breaking update. And before you go, check out the next video on your screen. It goes even deeper, and trust us, you will not want to miss it.